Yo, what's good, folks? It's Churmander. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're gonna look at a couple cards that we got off eBay. Nothing crazy here, just some Japanese singles. Instead of breaking boxes, oftentimes it's better to just buy the singles that you want. Wow, the guy didn't even put them in penny sleeves. Could have at least put them in penny sleeves. I like this card because it has Ghastly, Gengar Haunter. Very underrated card. We'll just kind of shift through them. Oh, I guess we got a bunch of these. We have Metagross, which I love. This is actually like a $2 card, but I love Metagross. Another Gengar. We have Infernape. Again, I wish he were to put them in penny sleeves, but it's all right. We have penny sleeves. We have Mew. You know, I don't think I had penny sleeves. I think I ran out of penny sleeves. We have a bunch of cute Eevees that I love. Very nice AR. And when I like a card, I tend to buy a bunch of them. Maybe get them graded. Okay, we'll look at a couple slabs here. We have a Mewtwo versus Charizard from Crown Zenith. This card is, I want to say, like under 15 bucks raw. So I like this card. Mewtwo about to do some sort of attack against Charizard, and there's the variant or the other version where Charizard's in the front. I just thought it's a kind of a cool card. Let's take a look at this Masaki Gengar real quick. We've shown this off a couple of times. This is from the Japanese vending Masaki Gengar. Beautiful card. We have Vegeta and Goku here in a PSA 10. One of my favorite Dragon Ball cards. Quick little showcase of Dragon Ball. We did pick up a Glaceon VMAX, and I think this is another card from Evolving Skies that is just a little underappreciated. Everyone's crazy about Umbreon to the moon, but I like this little Pikachu, Peekaboo, a couple little critters in the background. This is from Evolving Skies. Glad to have that one in my collection. What I'm slowly working on is getting all the VMAX evolutions in a 10. So after Glaceon, we have Leafeon. So here's a Leafeon VMAX. I don't know if it's just me, but this one seems to have a lot more sparkle on it. I like how the eyes have a little bit of a hollow thing on them going as well. I guess this does have a lot of shine to it as well, but you can see it a lot on this Leafeon. I'm not crazy about Leafeon, but if you're gonna collect all the evolutions, you gotta pay your respects to the giant Leafeon in the field. We're gonna slap on a graded guard. If you want to use promo code Churmander, all in capitals, you can get a little discount on PSA or CGC or BGS protectors. They're kind of like phone covers for your slabs. I'm a big graded card collector, and to me, I like the colors. It's more of an aesthetic thing than a protection thing because it does only protect one side of the card. It would be nice if they had it on both sides. I know slab mags protect both sides, and I mean, they're not too hard to put in, but you can get this extra thing that puts it on here. But for the most part, I use it as an aesthetic thing, and it's not like I'm playing Frisbee with my Pokemon cards. So there's a quick look at Glaceon and Leafeon. We do have a Vaporeon, but it's not from Evolving Skies or Eevee Heroes. We actually traded for this card. We actually traded this to get this card at a show, and it was kind of hard to comp at first. If you want to write in the comments and practice your comping skills, go ahead and comp this card. Let me know what you use to comp. Like, I've been trying to use 130 point, more than eBay last sold. Some people like alt. But yeah, go ahead and type in this Vaporeon 2005 003 Vaporeon EX Holo first edition. You can tell it's first edition from that black one right there in a PSA 10. Look at that sparkle. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh wee. I thought this was a cool little card to pick up. I don't even remember what we gave him. I think we gave him like a Charizard of some sort. But I don't know. Sometimes I have multiple Charizards and duplicates. And at first I thought this card wasn't worth that much. But I would guess in the ballpark of $200 to $250 for an old school Japanese EX and a 10. Which is kind of hard to find a 10 nowadays. I could be wrong. But let's go ahead and put this one in a nice little graded guard here. Okay, we do have one big Disney Lorcana card to show off at the end here. We picked this up from eBay and they authenticate cards. So let's go ahead and look at what we picked up. I'll just be transparent. I overpaid for this card. I wanted to make sure I got a copy of it. It's gone down in price since I purchased it, but I am happy to own one of these Rockstar Stitch promo cards that you could only get from getting top 4 in a tournament, the latest tournament, and I was vending that weekend, so I didn't even have time to play, but it would have been nice to get into one of the local game store tournaments. I have not looked at the condition of this card yet, so we're gonna find out together. I talked to the guy on eBay. He said this is one of the best cards that he could get. He looked at like 20 different cards and he bought it and he's reselling it, so we paid a hefty price for it. But the closer I look at this, the more I am pleasantly surprised and pleased. If there is nothing wrong with the surface, which nothing looks wrong with the surface, if you can see the card through the camera, everything looks really nice. Like, I don't see a speck of whitening, which is rare from this card. Like, now I'm starting to consider, should I send this to CGC to get a pristine 10? Or BGS to get a maybe possible black label, which would be insane. I haven't seen any black label for Lorcana yet. If you know your cards, you know TCG, and especially grading. Well, okay, this would not get a black label. I can already tell it's a little off-centered. It's a little bit off-centered, but not by much on this side. For the most part, this looks pretty darn clean. What I'm probably going to do is probably go with CGC. I think this would get a pristine 10. And if it doesn't, I can always crack it and send to PSA. But lately, I've been more of a CGC fan. This would look good in a... Look at that. You can kind of pretend it looks like that. Lately, I've been more of a CGC fan just because I love their new pristine 10s. I know the market likes PSA. GameStop is going to be buying and selling PSA cards. PSA is also collaborating and doing business with eBay to do a partnership. So PSA is making some moves in terms of reaching the market, and they own the market. They own, like, I want to say a good 70%. And then CGC is in second place, maybe with like 15%, and then BGS with maybe 10 for third place, and then there's like an extra 5% of like random DSG, AGS type of companies. Anyways, very, very happy to find this card in mint condition. When you're buying a card off of eBay and you're like looking at it, can never guarantee, you can never tell for sure until you look at it with your naked eye what the condition is. Because, for example, this Gengar that we saw earlier, I thought it was near mint, but there are some issues that you can't even see through the camera that would bring this card down to PSA 7, PSA 6, I believe. Anyways, before we wrap up, I guess we can show off maybe a couple cards we got here. Nothing crazy, but I do like these Charizards from the classic set. We have a bunch of them. Here are some cards I might consider grading. Yeah, let me know if you think I should just keep my cards raw. You think it's better to grade them? I enjoy cards graded for the most part. They look nice, and you know what the condition is when you see that PSA 10, when you see that CGC 10. Here, I'll show you guys one last card or two before we finish this video. We've already done videos on these two, but we have a BGS 10 Black Label Espeon, Sleeping on the House, Japanese Espeon from the EV Heroes collection box, special promo box. A lot of these graded really nicely. Japan does a good job on their promos. But then we have an English card, which is much harder to get in a BGS 10 Black Label. Here is Umbreon VMAX, the most coveted chase card in terms of modern Pokemon cards. I honestly never get tired of looking at this card. I love this green, bluish background with the moon. This card is just going up in value. And I figured if I have an Umbreon, might as well get that Espeon. And eventually, hopefully, we're going to have the full set in English of the VMAX evolutions. I'm wondering if they're ever going to do more evolutions. From what I was looking at it, they chose a lot of the special attackers like the fire, ice, water, electric, grass. I mean, not to say that they're like special attackers only. Like Flareon's more of a physical attacker, for example, and even Leafeon. But they chose the elements for a lot of evolutions. Like rock, fighting, ground tend to be more fighting base. Flying might be, you know, interesting to see if they do a dragon or steel or ghost evolution. I don't know. They haven't done evolutions, like more evolutions yet. But imagine 10 years down the line when Pokemon is like running out of gimmicks. We could see some new evolutions. Just some vintage packs we got here. I'm not even sure what's in this stack, but let's take a quick gander of what we have here. I just found some slabs right next to me. Ooh, we did buy this Sleeping Tyranitar. I love this card. This is from not Matchless Fighter, Single Strike. This set was pretty bad except for this card. This card alone held the set together. Battle Styles in English, but what a beautiful artwork. Great to see it in a PSA 10. The more I collect cards, the more I buy and sell cards. More than the 9s, I'm really starting to value my PSA 10s, pristine 10s even more. When I see these 9s, you know, it means that there's something wrong with the card. It means it's not perfect. So part of me is, and these CGC 10s, I'm not the biggest fan of it. This blue label is okay. It doesn't really bother me. This label doesn't bother me, but I love the pristine 10s so much more. Anyways, this is what's in this random stack of slabs we got. I guess I'll show you one more card. We have a Dragonite alternate art. I wish, again, this was in a 10. But, again, if you're just collecting for yourself, it's nice to just own the card in your possession, to just enjoy the card for itself, regardless of the grade. Enjoying collecting cards as a hobby, as the arts, and I'm thinking about making a master set of Jungle, Fossil, base set, Rocket, maybe some of the Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge sets, just to kind of go back to where it all started. Anyways, that is it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You can always DM me on Instagram under Churmander. Make sure you use the promo code Churmander to get a discount off of graded guards. And thank you for everyone who supports this channel already. Yeah, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and eBay. Thanks for watching, folks.